The Sidecar Holster is T.REX Arms' flagship product. The original design for the Sidecar was built around an expectation that people needed to carry a more capable fighting pistol than a lot of concealment options of the time, and accessories like weapon light, optics compatibility, and of course, a spare magazine. This is all of the ideas that we really care about in one, but this is the modern Sidecar, and it's come a long way from that original design. We've made a number of different upgrades, including thicker kydex, which is not only tougher and more resilient, but gives you a better holster feel, especially over time. We've now upgraded all of the hardware holding this thing together with stainless steel. We have different options for clips, but the fundamentals still remain, giving you as much capability as possible in a concealment holster, making sure that you have that fighting handgun, compatibility with a lot of different accessories, and then lots of adjustability so you can set it up for exactly how you want to carry. And that includes adding a bunch of accessories, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But first and foremost, being able to actually retain the weapon. So these holsters are very adjustable. They have a couple of different types of retention. You have the click on the trigger guard for guns that do not have a weapon. And then you also have some retention on the light for those holsters that are for a weapon light. Now at this point, I should mention, you cannot run a gun without a weapon light in a holster that is designed for a weapon light. These things go together and fit perfectly, and you can tweak exactly how much retention you want on that light to get exactly the feel that you are looking for. And then you also have some friction. So as you adjust these different screws here, you can get exactly the feel that you're looking for. And because this is an inside the waistband holster, make sure you are testing that inside your belt. The pressure from the belt is going to add a little bit more security and retention as you go. So we have support for a number of different weapons and different weapon lights, but also some of the other accessories as well. There's room for even some of the larger optics, and then pistol compensators and threaded barrels as well. As long as the compensator is flush with the slide, there's plenty of room for it to fit inside of the holster, and you can always get longer cuts of holster to cover those compensators. So all kinds of options are available there. But the biggest change from the original Sidecar design is that we have some flexibility in the holster body itself. The accessory attachment right here, which is holding a magazine carrier, has the ability to flex, but only on one axis for comfort. Now, there's other Sidecar style holsters out there that flex in multiple directions. There's a lot of different interplay between the weapon and the accessory, which is usually a mag carrier. And that's great for some things, but if you want to be able to have a little bit more leverage from the holster itself, if you want more concealability and you want consistency of these things being in the same place all the time so that your draws and your reloads are equally consistent, having this flex on only one axis is really ideal. And we've done that with this hinge system, which we call the Sidecar Spine System. And in addition to rigidity in a bunch of directions and some flexibility in another, it also gives us the capability to do some modular stuff. So there are a bunch of different accessories that you can run. If you don't want to run an accessory, this wing adapter gives you 2 clips and allows you to just run the holster by itself. This wing adapter is included with every holster purchase, so even if you have a magazine carrier, you can experiment with this here. And then the wing adapter itself has a number of mounting holes, so it's a great place to attach something like a knife sheath or something else in here. And then we've also open sourced the Sidecar Spine System, so there are a few other third-party manufacturers making radio equipment pouches and things like that that are compatible. But you also have some additional adjustment capability. Like, let's say you wanted to run a mag carrier with a larger base plate. You have the ability to not just install that in the normal place, but also move it down a couple of notches so you can get the comfort that you're looking for and make sure that you're grabbing your magazine exactly where you expect. That would require that you move the belt clip back up, but the belt clip already has a bunch of adjustability and the ability to cant as well. And then we've also updated our claw system right here. The original claw that we used was rigid and not adjustable. The new claw has a bunch of different options. Once you loosen the screw, you can either move this claw up or down so it's fully engaging your belt, or in and out so that you get a little bit more engagement, a little bit more aggressive tuck on the grip of the weapon. Everybody's body is a little different. Weapon grips are a little bit different. People's preferences are different. So as you change the ride height of the holster, you might want to change exactly how the claw adjusts. Now, we also have different clip options for you. There's multiple heights that you can run these clips at, and we have our classic tuckable plastic clips that we've had for a very long time, but we also have new lower profile spring steel clips. So yeah, multiple options for you to experiment there. And then the way that the different attachments come on and off, there's a little bit more to it than I'd like, but essentially you just can use a screwdriver to push this hinge pin directly out of the spine system. And then once that is out of there, it's a very simple thing to just add another mag carrier of a different color, because we've got all kinds of different colors if that is important to you. Now, if something other than color is important to you, like different stuff, you can easily run full-on Stanag mag carriers, 30 rounds of 5.56 or 300 blackout inside the waistband, if that is something that you require, or cuff carriers. Cuff carriers are available for people who want inside the waistband upper-cover cuffs. And this right here is a modern set of cuffs, but if you have the old school style with the chain, there's a little magnet at the bottom that stops that from rattling. That's my favorite part of the cuff carrier. We even have a suppressor holder for you as well. If NFA restrictions get loosened, that could actually come in handy. Now, super important point. When you go to assemble this holster and you take the hinge pin and you begin to insert it here, do not forget, right here is where we need to put our friction washer. This goes right in here, and then as you continue to push the hinge pin in, so now the pin is actually going to be retained by that friction washer. And the reason that that is important is if you are running an optic, you want to make sure that that steel pin stays nicely out of the way of any reholstering that you're going to do. My favorite of all the attachments is the tourniquet carrier. This one's not made out of Kydex. It is a flexible material, slightly more comfortable to wear. And then we also have elastic over the top of the cat tourniquet. So you are not only protected as it rubs up against your skin, but it also covers the elastic so it doesn't grab your shirt. That gives you a better draw of either the weapon or of the tourniquet itself. So this right here is my favorite of the setups, but I think you get the idea of the Sidecar now. There are so many different options available to you to not only customize the fit and feel of the holster, but the entire setup that you want to run. You can even run it at 4 o'clock if you use the wing clip and get the cant set up properly. But this thing is designed to be the ultimate appendix setup. We have other holster options that are slightly more physically comfortable, slightly cheaper perhaps, outside the waistband. But this right here is the one that maximizes capability. It's the design of the original Sidecar, but improved over time in every way that we can come up with. If you have any questions about specific attachments or specific accessory support, talk to our customer service folks at team@trex-arms.com.